This is how to play Open and Night, Arctic Monkeys' new song. So it's a really simple song, and it's quite reminiscent of the Arctic Monkeys' earlier stuff, where it's just a little simple riff on the bottom few strings, not unlike the last two albums they've had. So yeah, I'll show you how to play it, the full song, chords as well. So the first thing we're going to do is just learn this little riff. So the easiest way to get your head around this is if you think of the chords as E minor, C, and A minor. So the riff is going to be based around those chords. So all you need to do is put your index finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and we're going to be playing the open E string. So we're going to play this 3 times. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then play the A string on the 3rd fret, and we're going to play the D string open. So the way we play it is play it once, and then we play the C note again, so that 3rd fret. So it should sound like. And then we're going to play the A string open, and we're going to put our index finger back on the 2nd fret of the D string. So far we've got So what we do then is we play the, and then we slide that up to the 5th fret, so still on the D string, and then the 7th fret. So going from the C, it sounds like. And then that is just repeated throughout the song, throughout the verses anyway. So altogether it should sound like. So when we get into the first chorus, you can just play the chords from there on. I don't actually know if it's minor. It doesn't sound like he's playing the G. It's hard to pick up from the song. So what you probably want to do is, rather than playing it major or minor, you can mute that G string. So if obviously you just play it like that, rest your finger on that G string so you're not playing it. I think it is minor, but just to play it safe. C, A minor. And then after that, we go back into the riff for the 2nd verse. But also, obviously, you can just play the chords throughout the verse as well if you're going to be singing along with it. So the song, it just carries on like that. And then when it gets into the 2nd chorus, it's the same chords. But then it does a sort of bridge. So it'll stay on the C, so it'll go. So the way I like to play it is stay on the C and then just slide that whole C up, so you've basically got a sort of a D chord, or obviously you just play your standard D chord. And to the E minor again. So basically the bass is going. C, D, E, and then at the end of that we get into a strange chord. It's basically like a C minor but with a D sharp in the bass. I think it's minor 7 flat 5 chord. So what you want to do is put your index finger on the 4th fret of the B string, middle finger on the 5th fret of the D string, ring finger on the 5th fret of the G string. So you've basically got that sort of A minor shape, and then your pinky finger will play the 6th fret of the A string. So it just sort of ends that chorus. So we've got something like, and then we go to that. So it's literally just 4 chords throughout the whole song, apart from that sort of strange minor 7 flat 5 chord.